We're back with another Resistance is Futile blind booster. This time around we're looking at the Ferengi D'Kora-class Marauder, box Marauder. And we'll hop right in and take a look. We have our standard D'Kora-class dial. Same one that we've had before. And there's our D'Kora-class. I really do like that picture. Here you can see kind of a tank of a ship, a little slow, black in those one tight turns with most ships its size. I think it has a very similar maneuver dial to the Galaxy class, maybe a little bit slower. It has that one reverse, which is always helpful in certain situations. The real nice thing here is those two 90-degree white maneuvers. Most of your white maneuvers, at least on the mid to large size ships, those are usually red. So being white, you can kind of pull some surprise maneuvers on people. There we have our named box Marauder, Ferengi faction. 3 attack, 1 agility, 4 hull, 3 shield. 1 tech upgrade, 2 weapon upgrades, and a crew upgrade for 22 points. Evasive, target lock, and scan actions. And our named ability, if you performed a maneuver with a 3 or higher this round during the roll attack dice step of the combat phase, you may add +1 attack die. If you do, place an auxiliary power token beside your ship. The fact that this takes place during the roll attack dice step means you've already taken your action for the turn. So you can do your 3 maneuver, do your action for the turn, roll when you go to make your attack dice, get the extra attack, get the auxiliary power token, and then the next turn pull yourself a green maneuver and clear that auxiliary token without any real negative side effects. So it definitely has its uses. The fact that you have to pull that 3 in order to be able to do that in the first place is really what's going to limit you because of the small fire arc on the ship, plus you're going to have to time yourself so you can get to where you need to be with that 3. You do have the option of straight or banks. You can even do the hard turns on there, but they're red, so you're going to be losing your action if you do it that way. And we have our generic Ferengi Marauder, D'Kora-class. You're losing 1 shield, and you're losing 1 weapon upgrade for 20 points. For captains, we have Bok. Makes sense since it's his ship. Captain skill is 6, 1 elite talent for 4 points. As an action, you can gain +1 attack die to each of your attacks and roll -1 defense dice each time you defend this round. And Bok comes with a reminder token, +1 attack, -1 defense. For use with Bok. Kind of a nice one if you're going to be outside of your opponent's arc. Well worth the sacrificing the defense for the extra attack. Really wish it didn't cost you an action to do so, but has to have a downside, I guess. Then we have our generic Ferengi captain. Captain skill of 1 for 0 points. For our elite talent, we have Vengeance for 2 points. When attacking a ship at range 1 during the roll attack dice step of the combat phase, you may discard this card to roll up to +2 additional attack dice. If you do, when the attack is complete, your ship suffers 1 damage for each additional damage die you rolled. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Ferengi captain assigned to a Ferengi ship. Kind of an interesting card. It's very thematic for Bok and the ship it comes with. Not so much for other Ferengi. But basically, the ability to roll those 2 extra dice if you think you're going to be able to take out your target. Sure, you suffer 2 damage in the process, but there's ways to repair that, so it may be worth it. It's a discard, so it's a one-time use, but could be make or break in the right situation. That extra 2 dice could be really nice, especially if you have a way to re-roll them. For crew, we have Kazago, 2 points. As an action, you can discard this card to place 1 evasive token and 1 battle station token beside your ship. You cannot perform an evasive or battle station action as a free action this round. Or, as an action, you can discard your current captain card and treat this card as your new captain. While Kazago is your captain, your skill number is 4. Kind of a cool ability, represents him pretty well from the show. Getting battle stations and evasive for a single action is nice, though you have to discard them in the process, so it's a one-time use. Getting rid of your captain can be very useful if you have something like a critical that's injured your captain or some kind of detrimental ability that's lowering his skill anyway. You can use his ability to drop off your wounded captain and pull him back in as a 4. Definitely has multiple uses there. Pretty fitting of the character from the episode as well. For weapon upgrades, we have a standard photon torpedoes. 4 points. Attack of 5, range 2 to 3. Spend your target lock and disable this card to perform the attack. You may fire this weapon from your front or rear arcs. It is the 4-point version. It doesn't have the cool line about converting crit or a battle station to a crit like most of the photon torpedoes, but it's the cheaper version, so kind of expected it not to. But torpedoes are actually in the next wave getting a slight upgrade. They're going to be done completely different, so you may see a resurgence in them, but as for now, I still think they're way underpowered, and you're probably never going to see them outside of just casual fun play. For tech upgrades, we have the Thought Maker. For 4 points, a giant wall of text here. During the planning phase, after every ship's been assigned a maneuver dial, you may discard this card to target a ship within range 1 to 2. If you do so, look at that ship's maneuver dial and change it to any one of its 1 or 2 green maneuvers of your choice. That maneuver dial cannot be changed, nor can its player look at it until it's that ship's turn to activate. Target ship's player may place an auxiliary power token beside the target ship to ignore the new maneuver and not move that round. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Ferengi ship. Lots of stuff, lots of confusing things. Basically lets you look at somebody else's maneuver dial if they're within range of your ship, change it to what you want as long as it's a 1 or a 2 in a green maneuver, and they can either do what you did, or what you decided to pick for them, or give themselves an auxiliary power token not to do anything at all. So, interesting. This combined with some other stuff can really be wreak havoc with players maneuvering. Definitely an interesting thing. So for the rest of our expansion, we have our 3 shield tokens, evasive scan and battle station token, disable token for your torpedoes, the critical and auxiliary power token, target lock M1 this time, and our reminder token for Bok. Our ship, the same D'Kora-class that we've gotten a couple times now. The lots of cool paneling work and stuff in there. As with everything else, needs paint. At least these have the windows painted and the Ferengi logos, so there's something on there. The bottom side they left completely bare. Again, you can see all the little details and things on there. They just didn't do anything with them. There we have our box Marauder base, 90-degree front arc. I think the biggest downside to these D'Kora classes is that they're lacking a rear arc. They really could use that, especially when they come with the photon torpedoes. And then we have our generic D'Kora class, the 90-degree front arc. So that's everything for this expansion. Another nice addition to the Ferengi. Some interesting options in here. Always nice for them to have. Between this, the wave release that came out, and the OP prize from the Dominion War, they have the makings of a small fleet. Still lacking some of the hard-hitting power that other factions have. Definitely a playable faction in home casual games. I'm not sure how they do in an OP environment. I think they're a little lacking for that, but you can always cross faction some stuff in there to make up for their shortcomings. It's another one of those, if you're collecting everything, it's nice to have. If you're interested in Ferengi, it's nice to have. Nothing in here that's a mandatory must-have, and I think that's the way most of these OP-type things should be. That way they're kind of optional, and you're not detrimental if you don't go after them, but it's up to you if you're interested in it or not. That's it for this one, and we'll see you in the next video.